All right, so ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else, welcome back to DSP Reacts to From Vindictive to Manipulative, Keemstar's Story by June the King. I'm going to assume this is the conclusion. We've got 20 minutes left in the video, but I feel that once we finish watching this video, there's still going to be some stuff that needs to be discussed. Luckily, I have a live audience here with me today to have a little back and forth conversation about everything we just saw, opinions on Keemstar in general, some things that I think are left out of this documentary, interestingly enough, which I might actually ask June the King about later, because I actually know about one or two things that may be out of here, not in here. And on top of that, I kind of want to do like an epilogue about, again, I talked about it right at the beginning of this event, that this guy contacted me this year trying to get me to be in a project for him. He wanted to pay me money to do it. And the weird way this guy is. All right. So we're going to talk about all that. But in the meantime, let's jump back in. I have a coffee now in my awesome E-Tank mug that a fan donated to me many years ago, about a decade ago. I've got myself ready here to see what's next. So ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. Here we go.
Information that no others had of Just Destiny through trust, namely his Skype, as that was used to do the interview on Drama Alert. And with a little prodding, he gave the Skype to a known swatter who was helping him investigate Just Destiny.
Really?
And a few failed leads later, Keem was finally able to obtain the identity of Just Destiny.
So let me get this straight. He got Just Destiny to be on his show. Interviews him. You know, he probably suspects that he's a pedophile from the things that he's saying here. He's done this before with how many other people? He did it with Basher. He did it with this other guy, this RuneScape old man playing RuneScape. He did it with all these people. He's made horrible mistakes in the past with all of this. Okay? Horrible mistakes. Okay? It's 2019. Has he learned yet? Has he? Has he learned yet? Or is he doing the same thing in 2019 that he did 3-4 years before and was ruining lives with, right? So let me get this straight. He had Just Destiny on his show, which exposed his Skype to him, correct? He then used the Skype to essentially research and dox him. And he was involved in a known swatter to do this. Like, what the hell is going on? First of all, Keemstar is not the police. You know what I'm saying? Keemstar is not the police. Why is he doing this? And what does he think he's going to do with it? Even if he got all his information, oh, this is it. Do you have evidence of a crime? Then no, then why are you getting this information? This is like insanity at this point. Like he's obsessed with exposing pedophilia on the internet. Like he's the ultimate Chris Hansen. But he's not Chris Hansen. You know what I mean? These lengths he's going to is ridiculous. And the thing is, you know that he had Just Destiny on his show under the guise of trust. Sure, I'm going to call him with my Skype, but that means you're not going to give my Skype information away. But what did he do? Right? Okay.
Keemstar finally had access to his docs. And what he did with this extremely sensitive information was give the information to Lieutenant Cobra, who did little with it besides talk about it to other content creators. But Keemstar, in doing this, doxed Just Destiny.
Right.
And the act of ignorance was up, as normally Keemstar is able to play it off as he wasn't aware of the consequences of his actions, but being backed into a corner during a live stream, the mask fell off. And the truth everyone already knew came out.
Okay.
I doxed Destiny. Doxing is bad if someone has the intent to harass.
Yeah, but you said you had the intent to harass Just Destiny, so wouldn't that make your dox illegal?
I said that I wanted to harass him, but...
That's the same as that means intent, Keem.
Oh, whatever, I guess I'm guilty. I'm not hacking into his shit. I'm not doing anything but looking at public information that he posted publicly. So, you know, this whole thing where Tommy plays this big guy, and same thing with Nick, where they play this fucking big guy like, you know what, we have dirt on Keemstar. No, you don't. I doxed him. What are you going to do about it? And I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If you think my career is going to be ruined or hurt in any way for what I just said on this show and what I've admitted to, you're crazy.
As for what happened to Keemstar, really nothing much.
Yeah.
It was covered by many creators as the doxing is seen severely worse than a takedown of a video. And even through the many enemies Keemstar made, he was still largely unaffected because what's a drop in a bucket already overflowing with controversies. Though his next controversy did not go by so easily, and being that it is a sensitive subject that any which person has a different opinion on, we will cover this quickly and with the basic facts laid out there.
Okay.
This is where we talk about Etika.
I was waiting
There are
for
many
this.
questionable things that Keemstar universally gets hatred for, mostly due to his inability to grasp mental health, as no doubt Keemstar has a very different perspective and motivation than most people and is unfamiliar with how prevalent mental disease is and how seriously it can affect someone. Keeping this in mind, Keem had the perspective that Etika, who was having many mental breakdowns in 2018 and 19, was perhaps faking it for views. We know for a fact that he wasn't, but this is to explain Keem's mindset. To that is where Keemstar did such things, such as tweet out the mental hospital that Etika was staying at. Some other examples of Keemstar's older perspectives on mental health can be well encapsulated by this tweet he made toward Chris Raygun, a content creator going through his own mental health issues in the same time period, where Keem says, "Why is everyone claiming that they are suffering from mental health issues? Life is not meant to be happy 24/7. If it was, you would not know what happy is. You wouldn't be able to compare it to anything. So some of you might be sick, fine, but most of you are just babies or lying."
See, now here again, I spoke about this earlier, and I'll speak about it again. When Keem says, "I hope that all your relatives get cancer and die," you know that he's never had a relative who got cancer and died. You know that. Because no one who's gone through that emotion, who's gone through that situation, would ever say that. You know what I'm saying? Never. Because you have that empathy. You know what that person has gone through because you've seen it. He never suffered that. He's lucky enough in life to never have to gone through that. So now he can say that shit as a joke or an insult or whatever. This right here, Keemstar's take on mental health, 1,000,000% shows that he's never had to battle with it himself, that he's never had a close relative, a loved one, a friend who's had mental illness, and this is ignorance. Now, listen to me. Please listen to me, okay? I am not immune to this. I used to do shit like this all the time. I used to speak out of turn of things I did not know. I did not wish to try to understand a whole perspective. For me, it was like my way or the highway. This is my belief. Too bad if you don't like it. And I would not go out of my way to try to understand the life experiences of others. It was like, well, I didn't have that life experience, so it's fake. It's bullshit. Debunked, right? That is an absolute, positive, horrible way to go through life. It is an incredibly immature way to go through life. Essentially what you're saying is that life is black and white. It's either this or this, right? Either you're tough like Keemstar or you're a pussy baby who can't take life and, you know, can't take hard times, right? This is ludicrous. This is absolutely insane. It is. It's nuts. It's complete lack of sympathy, empathy, any kind of wanting to understand. Because at the very least, let's do a what if scenario. Let's say you've never experienced anyone who had mental illness in your life. Truth is, the older you get, you're probably going to eventually run into someone who has it. You're going to know someone who has it. You're going to experience it firsthand, and you're going to see how horrible it is. Okay? But imagine if you've never had that. Zero. Okay? Zero. Oh, God. Hold on. A beetle is going towards my... Hold on. That same beetle is back. Are you shitting me? Hold on a second here. He came back. You little shit. I told you to get lost. Get lost. Jesus Christ. What a son of a bitch beetle. He really wants to come in here. Holy crap, man. That's twice. Yo, that is an absolutely dedicated beetle. He really wants into my office. And he was near the hole. I have it kind of like makeshift taped up, but he was near the hole. I was like, dude, he's going to get in here. I'm sorry, I just interrupted. That was, you know, I'm talking serious about stuff here. So, here's the thing. Okay, thank you very much, Jade, for your help today. Yes, he was happy to help today. If you never experienced mental illness, okay, I don't know what it is. I never had it. You know, I've never seen it. Fine. Isn't there not enough documented evidence? Is there not enough history? Is there not even medical evidence? You know, experts, doctors, science that has documented that this exists, okay? Right? Like, for example, some people ask me, Do ghosts exist? Do I believe in ghosts? Well, there's no documented evidence that ghosts exist. All right? So I'm not going to say, oh, no, ghosts do not exist, ghosts do exist. But I say I like to keep an open mind at least, even if I've never experienced something for myself. I like to keep an open mind about it, right? Because it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, it just means you didn't experience it yet. Maybe it does exist, you don't know, right? But in this case, okay, seriously, in the case of Keemstar, oh, well, obviously I don't have any mental illness. I don't know anyone close to me who has mental illness. It must not exist. Look, you guys are just wimps. You know, because you're just not happy 24/7 with your life. Etika's faking it, man. Totally faking it. That's my perspective. You have to understand, you know. So let me dox the hospital he's in. It's like, what? No. What? Because at one point, you have to step back and say, okay, it's Keem being Keem again, right? Okay, it's Keem being Keem. At what point do we say Keem being Keem is dangerous? Right? It's one thing to say, oh, we know this guy. We know he's not, no one likes him. He's not reputable or whatever. But at one point, do you look at this? Just read this. Why is everyone claiming they're suffering from mental health issues? Life is not meant to be happy 24/7. If it was, you would not know what happy is. You wouldn't be able to compare it to anything. Some of you might be sick, fine, but most of you are just babies or lying. At what point do you look at this man and you say, this guy is influential on YouTube because YouTube allows him to be influential, right? They essentially enable this man to have a reach and a following with his show. YouTube at a moment's notice could deem that the things this guy says and does are too harmful, are not in line with what they want on their website, and they could remove him from the site, okay? At what point do we look at this amassing waves of evidence, fabricating news over here to manipulate the situation so he has new stories to talk about, refusing to report facts for 2-3 months to have a story keep going, then actually tell the facts that just refutes everything he said for 3 months, false reporting on someone and accusing them of being a pedophile when they're not, ruining their life for a while, right? I'm going to keep going on and on. We saw it all in this video. At what point do we all collectively stand up, and not only as YouTube as well, everyone say, it's just Keem, just accept it, that's who he is. Okay, but at what point do we say, well, that's dangerous now? You know what I'm saying? Jason Diggs, you're a complete idiot. I didn't dox anyone's license on a Discord. You are a moron. This never happened. You're an idiot. Goodbye. This is what I mean. Oh, you're a hypocrite. The things you accuse me of didn't happen. There's no evidence of them. They never happened. You're an idiot. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. So the point I'm making here is, at some point, even as a community, when you get together and you say, we can't do this anymore. We can't allow this person, right, to be who he is because it is harmful to all other people around him, all right? Allow me to explain. We believe in freedom. You should have the freedom to choose what you do with your own life, right? But does that mean that in the United States of America, you have the freedom to pull out a active running chainsaw, run through the streets, spinning with the chainsaw in your arms, chopping the limbs off everyone down the street just because you feel like it? No, right? We have laws, we have things in place to protect others around us. That's why we have policies and rules in place. It's supposed to be about, yes, your own desires, your own freedoms, but also the common good of everyone around you, right? Right. In the case of Keemstar, the more we get into this, we realize further and further, the further down this, it's funny, he doesn't have a down the rabbit hole, right? Boy, does he deserve one, okay? The further you go into this, you realize that the things that he says and does to create drama, to be controversial, and to get money for himself are actively hurting all the people around him. If that weren't the case, why would all of his friends have turned on him? Right? Why in 2016, 2017, why was there that big turn on Keemstar movement? Obviously, these people are looking at him and saying, there's a problem here, right? This statement is so incredibly, first of all, it's scientifically wrong. You can easily take 5 minutes to research mental illness on the internet and find out it's real. It affects real people. He's saying everyone's crying wolf. Fair enough, there may be people crying wolf. Are you a doctor, Keemstar? You're not Chris Hansen, you're not police, but you're investigating pedophilia. You're not a doctor, you're not a mental health professional, but you're judging people's things they're saying and doing, their attitudes on the internet, saying they're faking. Like, who are you? You're not an expert on anything. You're an expert on bullshit. You're an expert on selling a knockoff Minecraft game. You're an expert on selling a floating arm game that knocks shit over. You're an expert on jumping on YouTube trends like the Paul brothers. Okay. Next, last time I checked, you're not anyone who should be talking about this at all. When he makes these kinds of posts, this is insanely irresponsible and it is dangerous. Because sadly, there are dumb-ass, impressionable people who follow and watch his content. And when they see this, they start to believe his bullshit too. Mental illness must be fake. Everyone's making it up just to get ahead or just to, to say that people should be, pour them, give them stuff. What are you talking about? Okay. Ready? Keemstar. I know you're going to watch this because I'm not stupid. I know you're eventually going to watch this at some point. Or someone's going to send you a clip, okay? I have something to tell you, all right? I have suffered from mental illness in my life. I have relatives who suffer from mental illness in their lives. I have friends who suffered from mental illness in their life. It's all documented. It's real, okay? You're wrong. You are wrong. It's real. It's not ghost. It's not a goblin. It's not something hiding under your bed that's made up for children. Mental illness is real, okay? Of all the things that you've said and done, all right, for you to discredit scientific research, doctors obviously being in the field to treat it, right? And all the people out there who, especially these days, are feeling more empowered to actually finally talk about it publicly. You know what I mean? Like, it used to be a stigma. Oh my God, someone says that they have mental illness or have had depression or have had these feelings that are not normal. My God, it was like the red letter on your shirt that you were the branded one in the community. Oh my God, that's the crazy over there, right? But now that more and more people, right, are actively speaking out about it, we're realizing it's a much bigger issue than it ever was. And if anything now, because people are not afraid to speak out about it, things can get better for a lot of people. But maybe we can have new research, we can have new technology, we can figure out what's going on in people's heads that causes it and that we can do to help it. I agree with you here. Life is not meant to be happy 24/7. If it was, you would not know what happy is and you wouldn't be able to compare it to anything. That middle statement is actually true. All right? But then you sandwich it between two pieces of bullshit. A bullshit sandwich. And this is actually something that manipulators are very good at. They take a statement that people would agree with and they sandwich it together with other things that are bullshit. You see? And then people believe the whole statement. Oh, well, I believe that is true. Life's meant to be happy, not meant to be happy 24/7. So anything else that's lumped into this must be truthful. This is a manipulation tactic that he's using in this very post. Okay? But when you outright say things like this, okay, to anyone with absolutely no qualifications, no education, nothing, you're just literally, this is a turd that popped out of your ass. And you splattered it all over wherever you posted this, because it looks like this may be YouTube, but maybe it's Twitter at Keemstar, but then I don't even know what this is, okay? But still, this is harmful. You have a following of tons of people who are ignorant dunces because they watch your content. There's evidence of that, okay? Now, I'm not here to hate on someone who's made a living having an audience of ignorant dunces. There's tons of people who've done that, okay? And far be it from me to say that's all bad, okay? Different strokes for different folks, right? Okay, fair enough. But when you make statements like this and you have a following, you have a responsibility to make sure what you're saying is not harmful. This statement is harmful because it is so ignorant and you will hurt people with statements like this. And the thing is, this is not one case. This is a history with this man of doing this kind of stuff. Okay? This kind of statement gets people killed. I'm not saying Keemstar murdered anyone. He didn't. But his ignorance leads to terrible opinions. It leads to behaviors. It leads to fucked up stuff happening. You see? Because he should be responsible. He should say, okay, I'm lucky in my life. I've had these levels of success over the years. My camera's going crazy right now. Look at this shit. I've had levels of success over the years. I'm happy. I'm grateful that it happened, right? So thank the Lord that I did have the success that I did. But what I should do is I should be careful about what I say and do, because I realize that I have a following. And there's people out there who religiously follow what I say and do. It's fact. If I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, I should either keep my mouth shut, or I should say, for example, he could write this whole tweet at the end say, but you know what? That's just my opinion. I'm not a professional. Go seek professional help. That's literally, he could actually qualify what he posted here if he did that. But he doesn't do that. He sees himself as some kind of a fucking authority. Like, he's smart, right? So I'm going to say this smarter than you statement, right? That's so harmful. Right? But, you know, and again, I am not immune. Because you might say, well, Phil, back in the day, you used to say the dumbest shit. You're right. That was over 10 years ago. That was when I was a different person. I didn't realize the weight of what I did on the internet. I didn't realize that what I said and did was important, because people listened and took it as fact. This camera's really pissing me off. It's really driving me nuts. In my own video, it's driving me nuts. I'm going to shut this shit down right now. There. Fuck you. Stop changing colors. Okay. I'm guilty of doing this in the past, but that was a long time ago. And what I've done in the last 5+ years is I tried to change myself to walk in someone else's shoes, to understand a perspective I don't get. In this case, I get it. I've had mental illness. I had depression really badly when I was younger. I used to drink myself into a stupor every night so I could fall asleep without crying myself to sleep. I hated my life. I hated myself. I hated everything around me. My whole life was misery. Okay? I'm very grateful for the things in my life that have changed since then, because that is rock bottom. I've been to rock bottom. I was contemplating my own suicide and how to do it. That's how bad it was. Okay? And I'm very grateful that I was able to get out of that situation through various different things that happened, kind of almost lucky circumstances in my life that led me to not feel that way anymore. And now today I am ultimately grateful for the fact that I have a loving wife, a nice place to live, a family, that I love my home life. I love my personal life. I would never give this up for anything. I want to live, man. I want to be here for as long as I possibly can, because I love every moment that I'm here in this life. You understand? It wasn't like that. I was in a very dark place. And there's a lot of people on this planet that are like that. Okay? And I'm not saying this was Etika's situation. I'm just trying to put this into perspective of what I've experienced. According to Keemstar, I was just a sissy. I was a crying baby, you know? I mean, I was crying a lot, but it wasn't because I was a baby. It was because my head was fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, and so to see him say this, out of everything in the video, this is the most damning to me. You can disagree and you can say the other things he did were even worse. This is the most damning thing he's done, because this is so incredibly harmful to so many out there to act and say stuff like this. And now I don't know how long he's going to cover the Etika thing, but man, I don't see defense, a possible defense. But let's see. Let's continue, shall we? Okay.
Or a tweet made in 2019 saying, the drug companies invent all these illnesses so they could sell drugs to morons.
You're
Social
authority.
anxiety is 100% a fake invented illness so they can sell you drugs and make millions. Stop being weak. Society is literally going to die if you keep this bullshit up.
So Keem, when you received the vaccine for coronavirus, how many arms did you grow out of your back? And by the way, how is that government tracking microchip in your blood that they injected with the vaccine? You know, and I mean, I could keep going on. It's insanity. It's conspiracy and it's insanity. And this man, and yeah, I'm really stretching the term at this point, calling him that. This man thinks that it's okay to actually pass his conspiracy as fact. This is his real tweet from April 19th, 2019. 10,000 likes, over 1,000 retweets. This man passes out his insane ignorance to the planet. And people eat it up because there's that many dumb people on Earth. Let's continue.
Not much changed on his perspective on mental health. when on May 19, 2019, at the peak of a mental breakdown and fresh out of the mental hospital, Keemstar interviewed Etika on his show.
Why not?
Why do you fear death?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's scary, because if you really think about it, then why live? Just jump off a cliff. If it's just a simulation, who cares?
Movie Bird Box?
No, I haven't watched that movie. I got horrible reviews.
You know what happens in the movie Bird Box?
Go ahead, explain it.
Humanity confronts the fifth dimensional being. Keemstar, you're fucking sitting there, right? You're asking yourself, oh, let me go outside today. And guess what happens when you open the front door? You see eternity swinging on maybe your playground swing set, or you see eternity sitting in your car. You see something that doesn't belong, something more powerful than you. A lot of human beings can't handle something outside of their understanding, and that's why they fear what they don't understand. Now, in the movie Bird Box, rather than humanity killing what they don't understand kills humanity.
More select clips of Keemstar's interview are consistently recycled through the internet. As to why these clips are constantly cycled is because a month later, Etika was found dead by his own hands.
Yep.
There was much sadness, confusion, disbelief, and hatred going around the community throughout this time. Some that Keemstar was not exempt from, as he received much hatred for his prior interview with Etika. But also people brought in counterpoints that showed Etika's repertoire with Keemstar, namely in a live stream done on October 29, 2018.
We're here for hours, you know what I'm saying? Another donation came through, man. Let me see here. Let's see what Keemstar's saying. We're gonna check him out. Ninpal, if I disagree with Keemstar, it won't be the first time, man. Like, I disagree with him on so many things, but I still find him entertaining. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, if he says something aggressive towards me, I don't really mind, man.
Oh, I
Let's
can't
keep
wait.
looking. I don't want to get... Okay, Keemstar says, I actually like Etika. I don't think he's evil like Fuzi, but he's definitely manic as fuck. He always acts like this. Nah, not like this. Actually, yeah, just like this, Keemstar. I mean, yo, it's, but you know, Keemstar, you can't be mad at him for saying that, bro. He hasn't been around. It's not like he's a fucking fan. Keemstar literally didn't know of my existence until, like, what, only a year ago with the whole CND swatting thing. So don't be mad at Keemstar for this, guys. Like, I don't see why y'all are being mad in a sense, because it was a very manic thing that I did. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in the ward anymore, and I don't have any crazy medicine to take. There's some anxiety pills for 2 weeks or whatever. So it's like, and it's not necessarily something to be mad at. Don't be mad at Keemstar. It's all right, man. Like, I'm not holding anything against this nigga. And I don't give a fuck. I'm not sucking his dick either. Fuck Keemstar. But I mean, fuck it. Why be mad at this nigga?
Okay. That was literally the first piece of content I've ever seen out of Etika, and I can tell you he was incredibly charismatic and he was incredibly likable, and I totally understand why he had the fan base he did. I'm actually tearing up now that he's gone, because that guy, you can tell, you know, he's heartfelt, he's genuine with his audience, he talks to his audience just like I talk to you guys, you know, genuine, and it's fucked up that he's not with us anymore, likely because of being pushed over the edge by someone like Keemstar. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen him before. I've only seen stills. I've literally never heard his voice or seen him speak. And the first thing in my mind is, man, it's fucked up. He's gone. Fuck. Because you know he didn't need to be. You know he didn't need to be. He got wrapped up in all the internet shit. And it's the worst place to be if you have mental illness. It really is. The internet is the absolute positive worst fucking place to go if you're mentally ill. Because the internet will... It'll build you up and tear you right the fuck down. It'll make you believe crazy shit for no good fucking reason, and it'll just feed into your own. When I was depressed, I would go on the internet and purposely watch more depressing things. I would listen to depressing music. It would destroy me. Really. You know what I mean? And so, being that his existence was, you know, his internet presence likely was a major factor of him taking his own life. And what a loss.
Keem deleted a tweet also. I mean, I don't know why we're looking at Keem, but, you know, he's a very interesting guy.
Also with this, Etika's mother and ex-girlfriend came out saying that Keem had no part in Etika's passing.
Okay, hold on.
Deleted a tweet also. I mean, I don't know why we're looking at Keem, but, you know, he's a very interesting guy.
Also,
I remember because when this all happened, you know, I was interested in the situation. I didn't know Etika, but I was interested in the situation. So apparently Etika's mother posted up or sent this to Keemstar. Hello, Keemstar. This is Etika's mother responding to you to address the recent threats and accusations you received in relation to his death. I wish to inform Etika's fans, friends, and viewers, Keemstar is not responsible for Etika's passing, should not be held accountable for my son's actions. Etika loved Keemstar's show and wanted to make his appearance on the program both memorable and exciting. My son's goal was to make the segment as dramatic and entertaining as possible, not to use it as a vehicle of hatred towards the show's host and owner. Spread love and goodwill instead of passing judgment. What's truly needed is a much better platform supporting mental health awareness throughout the world. Please build up your online community with kindness instead of recklessly breaking each other down. In God we trust, and you will take these blessings and send out to you. Okay. Dear Etika's mother, and I mean this sincerely, you are a really nice person because you literally just sent the nicest message possible to the person who literally on his show told your son to jump off a bridge if he thought that reality wasn't real. Like, he actually said that. Did you even watch it? He's the one who did it. God bless her for being the loving, forgiving person that she is. Okay? Seriously? But my God, holy shit, is that a wrong statement? You know what I'm saying? Like, just listen. I mean, just analyzing it. My son's goal is to make the segment as dramatic and entertaining as possible, not use it as a vehicle of hatred towards the show's host and creator. Spread love and goodwill instead of passing judgment. Wait, what? When did Keemstar ever do that? When did Keemstar ever spread love and goodwill instead of passing judgment on others for personal gain? What's truly needed is a much better platform supporting mental health awareness throughout the world. Right. Is Keemstar's posts on Twitter representative of that? It's completely the opposite, actually. Right? It's literally the opposite of that. It's complete misunderstanding. It's the worst platform. It's complete misinformation being spread out in the world. You see? Build up your online community with kindness instead of recklessly breaking each other down. When has Keemstar ever done that? Ever. He's literally the antithesis of what she is suggesting needs to happen in the world, but she sent it to him. And I'm sorry to say, I bet she doesn't know who he is and hasn't seen the things he's done or heard the things he said. All she knows is that her son liked him and thought he was entertaining. You know? So I get it. I get her sending this, but at the same time, it's completely off base. This is like you sent an email to the devil saying, we all need to be kind and happy to each other. It's the fucking devil. It's literally the devil. He's the guy who wants to destroy everything, corrupt everyone. And you're sending him all happy. God bless you. Like, what? Like, oh my God. Literally everything you said here is not what Keemstar is or who he is. You know what I'm saying? Unreal. Anyway.
With this, Etika's mother and ex-girlfriend came out saying that Keem had no part in Etika's passing, and that he was actually quite a large fan of his.
I guess this is his ex-girlfriend. This is a real text from Etika's real mother. Please, I beg you all, as Etika's ex-girlfriend, please stop the hate towards Keem. Desmond loved Keemstar and supported him for years. He absolutely did not blame him for what he did to himself. Etika blames himself and only himself. But again, I'm not saying Keemstar murdered Etika. That's ludicrous. He did not throw him off the bridge. That's fucking nuts to say that. At the same time, can you look at someone as a content creator and say this person acted absolutely, positively, irresponsibly to the extent that harm was caused? I don't think any of us are watching this right now and are going to say no. Yes, he literally says to Etika, if you don't believe what's here is real, essentially, because I don't believe that you're mentally ill, I think you're making it up, that if you really are nuts and you don't believe this is real, then go jump off a bridge. He literally told him to commit suicide on his show live. This happened. We just watched it. That's literally what just happened. It doesn't matter how he tries to spin it. That is factually what happened, right? So how can you say, oh, well, he didn't blame him. It doesn't matter who he blamed. You know, Etika had issues. And yes, I'm sorry to say, especially if he was a fan of Keemstar, right? he probably took that as a suggestion. I mean, who knows? Again, I'm just purely speculating. But he could have been like, oh, maybe that was a sign. That was a sign that I should do this because this is what someone who I look up to told me to do. Who knows? We don't know. We'll never know because he's fucking gone. Right? So this is so fucked. And again, of all the things that Keemstar has done, right? Seriously, of all the things that Keemstar has done, the mental health thing, in my opinion, is the absolute positive worst thing he's ever done. You can't make statements like that and be irresponsible. And, you know, he's not an expert. He knows nothing. Jack diddly shit. And to be doing that stuff is insanely dangerous and irresponsible. You know, and all he's done is defend himself. Oh, you see, the mother says that I didn't do it. The ex says I didn't do it. No one can blame me. Yes, we can. You didn't directly do it, but you absolutely, positively, 100% were involved in it. You actually told him to do it. You're the one. Okay. Derek, have a good night. Snorlax King just did another $10 tip. He says, Etika's death has a profound impact on me. The day it happened, I openly wept. I was a fan and a Joy-Con boy for life. Nobody was as funny or caring as Etika. The dude oozed charisma. He always tried to make people laugh and have a good time on every stream that he did. I'm going to forever be pissed off because the internet laughed and made fun of his mental breakdown. So many people don't take it seriously until it's too late. I never saw, or they saw it as a joke. Do I blame Keemstar for his death? Well, no. Ultimately, he wasn't the one who made the decision to end his life, but I do blame Keemstar for adding fuel to that fire and making the situation actively worse, docking his mental hospital, downplaying mental illness, making it seem like Etika was faking it. Keem didn't care about Etika's mental or emotional state. He just saw dollar signs and something and to milk on drama alert. I'll never forgive him. He's scummy as hell. Yeah, I mean, pretty good summary, pretty good sentiment of how I feel about this situation too. Again, as someone who has gone through it myself, not what Etika went through, but has gone through mental illness, knows it exists, you know, and to have someone like this, I'm so much smarter than you, and I know that you're faking and you're just a pussy. It's essentially what he says in these things. Oh, look, I said to someone, if you're crazy, jump off a bridge, and they did. Oh, it's not my fault. Look, the mother says he loved me. Huh? Okay.
But this developed into multiple sides arguing against each other, bringing in third parties wanting his passing to be drama-free and not to be remembered as a drama revolving around Keemstar or other parties, but a tragedy and a reminder that mental health should be taken seriously.
Right.
But it was brought up again in major light the very next year in 2020 through none other than H3's content nuke, where this wound was reopened by Ethan. Also showing another clip of content creator FuzzyTube's manic episodes against Keemstar in 2018, where after a failed event, Fuzzy got on top of a car and said,
"Hey, I'm just telling you as a man at 28 years old what I feel. You made me want to commit suicide last year. I wanted to kill myself because of all the attention you gave me. I rewatched videos going viral after the attention you're giving me now of you saying, Fuzzy is the biggest piece of shit, egotistical asshole on this earth. I have bipolar and depression. That what you put into my head made me want to kill myself."
And that is the extent that we will talk about it. With that, we can talk about what this content nuke even was and why H3 took such opposition against Keemstar. And according to Pescator, this is something Keem snowballed as well, as it all originated through a comment H3 made in 2017 when Keemstar appeared in H3's podcast.
He's still mad at Ethan for that little comment after he went to his podcast. Well, he was one of the first people on that H3 podcast. He went to that podcast. They filmed him in the most unflattering way. He looked like a pear when he was... that was one of the reasons why he started running again.
Oh, this is hilarious. He looked like a pear. Well, you do. I mean, I look like a pear too. I have a gut. I don't care. Oh, you filmed me in an unflattering way. It's his job to film. How about you don't look like a schlub? How about, you know, you want to be on a podcast, look presentable, lose some fucking weight. He's blaming his interviewer for him looking bad on the show. What the frick? Should they have CGI'd your body? Let's CGI you out. Let's CGI in Arnold Schwarzenegger as Conan the Barbarian sitting there, right? Because we all believe that that's really your voice coming out of that body, right? I mean, holy shit, what an idiot. Oh, I'm so upset because I look terrible on his show. Jesus fuck.
He's like, he was behind the scenes. He's like, man, I'm kind of fat. But that podcast, somebody wrote in the comments, why'd you have Keem on there? And H3 was just like, yeah, we really don't like him, but whatever. And when Keem saw that, there you go. That's where it started.
3 years later, enemy small back and forth through Twitter and jabs against H3 on Drama Alert and H3 hitting back. This eventually, after much confidence, turned into content nuke Keemstar, a sort of take on the content cop iDubbbz made. As for what new things it brought to the table in terms of Keemstar's known controversies, practically nothing. But it was effective in the sense that it showcased Keemstar's wrongdoing to new viewers that were not very familiar with Keemstar nor knew about or watched iDubbbz's Content Cop back in 2016. This sent a massive wave of hate towards Keemstar as his older and new controversies were being fleshed out for a new audience of millions. Expanded by 2 further videos H3 made on Keem. But the reaction towards H3 video wasn't all positive. Within the over hour-long coverage that these videos were spread across, there were bound to be a few mistakes and improperly researched aspects that plague any sort of long-form content. In fact, you can look at my comments and you'll probably see a few things that I got wrong with this video, as is typical for these projects. The problem was that H3H3 or Ethan doesn't make corrections unless he's backed into a corner. And some of the more serious errors was when Ethan failed to provide context in many sections, so we'll talk about the 2 more prominent ones. First is Smile for YouTube. Ethan talked about how Keemstar gave out Smile for YouTube's wife and his phone numbers and address on livestream, which got them swatted, but failed to mention the harassment that Keemstar also endured from Smile for YouTube's doxings on livestream beyond a single sentence where Ethan says Keemstar claimed that Smile for YouTube swatted him first.
Keemstar claims that Smile for YouTube swatted him first.
Smile for YouTube dude is a liar, alright? I never swatted him. He swatted me, and he swatted Basher.
Another example of failing to paint a fuller picture was when Ethan brought up the swatter Keem interviewed in late 2017. The one he helped get an admission of guilt from and also promoted the GoFundMe for the victim's family. Ethan failed to mention both of these key pieces of information, which then made it seem like he was knowingly leaving out those aspects out to paint Keem poorly for what some consider to be a good deed. Though there is a chance he really didn't know about it, there is still no correction made anywhere in the comments, so it's harder to justify. As for the last big piece that made this content nuke controversial was Ethan directly attacking G Fuel.
Keemstar's got a bottle of G Fuel somewhere in his house that's actually a Horcrux. How is G Fuel still sponsor this guy, by the way? G Fuel brought to you by false pedophilia accusations. God, chug it, G Fuel.
Get it now.
One of, if not Keemstar's biggest sponsor at the time, to the point that his contract with them was terminated, which set a terrifying precedent for many content creator feuds.
Yeah, now here's the thing. This is why this was so big. I remember when this happened and everyone was up in arms about it. Because basically these 2 got into a feud, H3H3 and Keemstar, and they actually went back and forth making videos about each other for like a week. And this video where he attacks G Fuel and then Keemstar swats back, basically like attacks back in his own video, G Fuel saw it and was like, basically if Keemstar had ignored it, they wouldn't have cared. But the fact that he actually went back against him was not representative of what they wanted, because they were afraid that this would basically drag them through the mud. And so they did terminate his sponsorship. Now you might say, well, what's the big deal? What did we just talk about? The YouTube apocalypse of 2017. Content creators like this, who only make 1 video a day that's only pertinent for about a day or 2, don't make revenue on older videos. So they need maximum money every day. Sponsorships took up the slack for their loss of ad revenue. See? So when those sponsorships started to fall away, like, wait a minute, now how do I make a living? I can't make ad revenue anymore. I make almost nothing on that. And then on top of that, now I'm losing my sponsorships because I'm in a feud with some other YouTuber. And so basically there was a big panic from content creators, basically kind of almost appealing to everyone else. They're like, listen, please stop. Everyone has to stop fighting. Keem, H3H3, anyone else involved, don't turn this into another 2016 where everyone hates everyone. We've got to stop, because if we act up, we all act like this, all of our sponsors are going to drop us, and it's not 2016 where we could just rely on ad revenue on drama anymore. We need these sponsors. So, yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy that this one video fueled a giant sponsor that had been part of Keemstar's income to just drop him like that, like it did, and it shocked everyone. Everyone got scared as shit for a little bit. Me? No, I don't have any sponsors. I don't give a fuck. Okay.
Future disagreements, instead of targeting your opposition's actions, you could weaponize your fan base to target their sponsors and therefore their source of revenue. But this tactic could also be used in retaliation, as by the time things settled down, H3 had actually lost more sponsors than Keemstar through the fallout of his nuke. It was mutually assured destruction that many viewers and content creators hold different perspectives on. Oh, and also Keemstar in the past had also done the very same thing, just not to this degree.
If G Fuel dropped Keemstar, I would say that's very much Keemstar fault.
And another thing you did in this video is an absolute first for YouTube. You went after my sponsors.
An absolute first, he says. Isn't that interesting? Well, Keemstar, why don't you just leave the word hypocrite out of your mouth from now on?
Fucking hypocrite. You've always been a goddamn hypocrite.
Many of these teams are big. They have lots of sponsors. And at the same time, they're being racist, homophobic, and trying to convince other children to kill themselves.
You went after my sponsors.
And they are sponsored by Elgato, Loot Crate, Scuff Controllers, and Cyberpower PC.
It's an absolute first for YouTube.
Why are these sponsors sponsoring such a team?
You went after my sponsors.
There are many small teams out there that do not act this way that I think are more worthy of these sponsorships.
But what this whole thing brought to light was a confirmation. A confirmation that Keemstar cannot truly be cancelled because he is in a golden era of controversy that embraces and empowers him. Yes, he can be cancelled if it came out that he was a domestic abuser or predator, but he's not. He is a doxer and hated for many things, but just enough for him to be talked about and energized.
Right.
So you can't cancel Keemstar for having a 20-year-old girlfriend while he is in his late 30s. That, interestingly enough, might also be due to him being stuck in his 20s mentally, as the 20-year-olds that make up a large portion of YouTube act as his peers, which also largely impact his personality. But back to this golden area of controversy, it's something that we've seen through Jake Paul and Leafeus here. It works well for any given content creator, as you will always find supporters and objectors constantly talking about these figures and bringing them to light, embracing it and developing like controversies that have that effect of creating more arguments where the sides are usually split help keep the fire burning. Though it seems now that the newer, more sanitized standards of the internet have fought back against this, as Leafy is now banned and Jake Paul has moved beyond YouTube. Keemstar, however, has avoided major controversies, at least in comparison to the ones he had years prior. This could be partially influenced by YouTube directly reaching out to him about his feud with H3H3. Whatever the case, there has been a pattern of decline in Keem's Drama Alert channel that can either be blamed on oversaturation or what Keemstar claims to be YouTube taking more control over the algorithm and slowly killing his channel. Where in the earlier months of 2021, it was rare for one of his videos not to break 1 million views. Now it's rare for a video to go beyond 600,000 views, and since May of 2021, his channel has been bleeding subscribers. But this came at an opportune time, as Keemstar has said in the past that once he reaches 40, he is retiring from the Drama Alert channel, and so came his announcement to retire on his 40th birthday in March 8th, 2022,
and then he didn't.
Where he is actively looking for a replacement for his show. So after 13 years on the platform, this finally seems to be the end of Keemstar.
Nope, he lied.
The man has seen and lived through several different versions of YouTube, surviving through them with spite and persistence. There are many, if not most people, that hate Keemstar for his previous actions, but equally, he also stands as a symbol of success on the platform. An example that you can be cancelled and do questionable things, but with enough work, you can get to where you want to be. You can accept that Keemstar is an infamous figure, but also understand why he still exists. Keemstar is a doxer, manipulative, vindictive, aggressive, spiteful, and will sacrifice anything and everything to get even with someone. But he's also entertaining, focused, and wealthy beyond most YouTubers. Because Drama Alert for Keemstar, as he claims, is only 5 to 10% of his revenue. Keemstar has investments in crypto, pro gaming, celebrity boxing, real estate, and various other lesser-known investments like a makeup palette. He also exists in large part outside of YouTube. Yes, there is a fall in views, but there is still a massive rise in wealth. The longer he stays on, the longer his character gains immunity. Keemstar the Clown, the reality TV star of YouTube, is a memorable character that during the making of this video has announced that he will actually not retire from Drama Alert as intended, citing that he is unable to find a replacement and that the value placed on Drama Alert is too low. So even now, Keemstar is still staying on YouTube. But one cannot help wonder how different YouTube's timeline would have been if Keemstar had entered YouTube not as himself and not as a troll, but if he was able to fully craft his image with intention as most YouTubers are now. Regardless, Keemstar, the person that he is, and even with his persistence on the platform, would still not have found any success or have a shred of relevancy if there wasn't a demand or a void in aggression and instability on YouTube. A demand for drama that dragged him into the platform back in 2009. Keemstar is that, and so long as that exists, so will Keemstar.
Okay. Now, hold on, because I want to go back and freeze on a frame to do my kind of epilogue here. I think that's a good one.
You could be cancelled and do questionable things, but with enough...
Okay, that's good. All right. So first of all, before we do our segment here, because what I'm actually going to do is change it up a little bit. I know the entire time I've been watching this and essentially just listening and doing commentary over it. What I'd like to do to actually adjourn my reaction to this documentary is talk a little bit with my audience about it and a little bit about my interactions with this man this year, because obviously they're timely and pertinent right now to everything going on, you know, that we just watched. Before we even do that, first time we saw anything from June the King, right? What do you guys think? I'm curious what everyone's opinions are. Please, you know, give me in the chat. My opinion, I would say that was very well paced. The narration was great. Okay. I assume it was well researched. You never know with these things, but I assume it was well researched for the parts that I knew about. Like I knew about the Etika, I knew about the content nuke, and I knew about a few other things. It seemed accurate to the knowledge that I had of those situations. Okay. And I think that was like really good stuff. Like to me, like this is a channel that if I'm interested in this is a channel that I would want to follow on YouTube. So I'm going to give a big shout out again to June. Thank you for allowing me to react to your content. I really enjoyed this. And I hope that, you know, if you ever watch this back, that you enjoy watching my reaction to your documentary, which in my opinion was really well done. Okay. Now, my closing argument, all right, to not really arguments, but my closing reaction, okay, is that after having watched this whole thing now, I mean, we're just over 5 hours we've been reacting to this thing, right? When you look at the history of Keemstar, what you very quickly realize is that this is a man that is incredibly lucky. This is not a man who initially got any of his success based off of skill, okay? Based off of, you know, any kind of following of love. This is a guy who was an internet troll. And he's insanely lucky that he was ever able to have a modicum of success. It all literally started when he promoted a knockoff game of Minecraft. And that's when he made his initial millions from just that game, right? They said he couldn't even pay his rent until he got the paycheck from that game. That was the moment in that his life changed forever, when he got the paycheck for promoting a shit game, essentially. Okay? So, since then, and then what happened? He got money. So now he has freedom. Now he can travel with his buds. He can start a podcast. He can do this. He can do that because he has money. You know, the money gave him the power to branch out and do other things. I will give him credit where credit is due. He seems to be a good businessman in the fact that he identifies trends and he identifies things changing in the landscape and shifting, and he jumps on the trends. He jumps on the drama movements on YouTube. He jumps on the Logan Paul shit and the Paul brothers in general. He saw the ad revenue plummeting with the adpocalypse, and he diversified and jumped into other projects. He saw the popularity of Fortnite, and he sponsored Fortnite tournaments. All of that is to be respected from a business standpoint. As a businessman, all right, once he had the money and the power, he essentially did good things and made good decisions, okay? However, as a person, right, as a actual person, I mean, there's just, you know, you look at the whole history, even the first moments you hear about him, oh, his major job was he was a debt collector. And I mean, you got to make a living somehow, right? Everyone has had jobs that you know, you don't like, or he was good at it. He was a good debt collector. You know what I'm saying? And to me, when I look at that, I'm like, yeesh. Like, then he becomes a troll on YouTube, right? Then he's shilling knockoff games. Then he's making a podcast that's infantile, right? Then he's jumping into drama alert, drama content. Is he responsible when he does that show? No. He literally misreports, half reports on purpose to create drama. He hurts people along the way. He doesn't seemingly care. You know, he's completely not understanding that who he is as a person, because he has a following, is important to vet what you say, to make sure that you're not saying irresponsible things. He has insanely bad, uneducated stances on mental illness. I'm sure he has other bad stances too, but it seems like the mental illness is definitely the worst one. All right. After watching the whole documentary, did Keemstar murder anyone? No. Did Keemstar brutally rape or sexually abuse someone? No. Did he groom someone? No. These seem to be like the things that society as a whole, when you say those things happen, that person is irrefutably wrong, in the wrong, cannot be redeemed, right? I don't know if you look at anything that he did in this documentary, can anyone outright say he is a person who's reviled and basically, you know, he'd be completely condemned? No. In the eyes of the law, at least from as far as we can tell, Keemstar has always done everything correctly, right? But there's also other things in life outside of just the law. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I remember when I was in school and I learned about the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. The letter of the law is the law itself, word for word, verbatim, what it means, and who's guilty and who's not, and who gets charged and who doesn't, who goes free and who goes to jail. But the spirit of the law is the intention behind why that law exists. You know what I'm saying? Technically, it's not illegal to dox someone, so he's innocent. But my God, doxing can lead to insanely heinous things towards people. I know. I was doxed moments after moving to Washington 8 years ago. I had my phone number put all over the internet. I've had really heinous things happen to me and my family members as a result of being doxed. I was swatted, right? This has happened to me. Okay? So you can always say, well, he's legally in the right. You're correct. But as a person, as an individual, as someone to be respected and someone to be looked up to and someone to literally have any kind of self-respect, there's nothing there. It's a vacuous void. The man has done heinous act after heinous act his entire life. His entire life is a joke. When he was having a kid, when he was going to start a family, his first thought was, let me start an online trolling group in Halo 3. This was these thoughts. Becoming a dad, this is something I should be doing right now, right? Wow. So for me, you know, with all of this, everything we just went through, okay, here's the thing. What June is trying to say, his argument here is, you know, how could possibly Keemstar still be active? How could he still have a following? How could he still be popular? And what June is saying is, when you have so much negative shit tossed your way, when you have so much controversy constantly, when you embroil yourself into these arguments, when you get yourself into this drama constantly, that's who you are, and people just accept it. If someone else did the same thing, they might be held to a different standard, but you are known to be that. So Keemstar was Mr. Drama. And because he's Mr. Drama, that means it's okay for Keemstar to be embroiled in all this toxic, negative shit. That's fine, because that's Keem. Oh, we know him. That's just Keem, you know. But the thing is, everything around him here is hurting, is bleeding. You know, the walls, the paint is bleeding off the walls around him. It's like he's radioactive. In fact, that might be the best description for this guy, right? He's immune to radioactivity, but he's radioactive to everything else around him, right? He's literally damaging, as he walks through life, everything around him is being corrupted and damaged near him because he's radioactive, but he's immune to the radioactivity, so it's okay for him, right? He's, oh, I don't care. I'm good, right? I could rest at night. Meanwhile, the world is becoming a wasteland around everything he's touched. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that people still watch him, still support his content. You know, how many times during this documentary did we see at the beginning when he was a Halo troll? Oh, I hate all of you. I hope all your families die of cancer, and I'm not joking. Okay, that's it. You're done. Turn the stream off. You're absolutely done. Why? What on earth? Why would anyone watch that again? Right? Years later, it's absolutely proven he could have had the information about that Basherverse controversy right away. He could have had the truth about it. He literally took his time to get the real information, to talk about it for weeks and weeks, to have content, then revealed when he finally got Basher on board to be on his show, then revealed he's innocent from what we said the whole time. Right? But then he went on to fabricate shit. He literally fabricated a story about Basher's ex to have content to talk about on the show. You see? Like, it's like time after time after time. All right? So many things that he's done that are not defendable, but people still keep watching him, right? Now, I understand some people say lolcows, but the reason people watch lolcows is because they like seeing train wrecks, right? We like seeing a big mess, a big massacre, a big misery, a big natural disaster, something happen, go crazy, right? How many people like to see the nuclear explosion that was filmed and you watch that big mushroom cloud pass out? You realize you're looking at it, you're like, that's fucking terrible. That's the ultimate thing of destruction that could destroy humanity. But Jesus, it's almost kind of beautiful to see that thing blow up, right? So people say that all the time about people on the internet, right? But I don't really think that's the case with him. Like, he's not imploding. You know what I mean? Like, you watch Wings of Redemption. You argue with me. I don't know how you can say I'm imploding. But you watch, whatever. People say that about me too. But you watch those, you're like, oh, the train wreck's fun to watch. But he's not wrecking. That's the problem. Like, he's like a super ultra damaging train tearing through everything, and he's immune. Everything else around him is being blowing up, melting, destroying. He's like, oh, whatever, coasting right through. And how do they allow that to continue? He's done so many wrong things. He's the frequent doxing, the insanely bad takes on mental illness that are so irresponsible in getting people hurt. And he's still allowed to continue. You know what I'm saying? Now, I have an honest question for anyone out there watching this. You guys know I've been around just as long as Keem. He started in 2008. I started in 2008, right? In fact, my channel was around since 2007. In the entire history that I've made content, I've done some stupid shit. I made dumb Nazi jokes. Yes, that happened. I've made racial references. I made sexualized references. I've done dumb things in my past. Okay. I'd like to think that over the years, as people tell me this, I've changed, I've reformed for the better. Okay? That's a good thing that I changed. Thank God I'm not the same person that I used to be. Right? I'm going to actually turn on my TV because I think the glare... Yeah, see? Looks better now, doesn't it? Yeah, the glare was coming off. I had two different things. Okay, that's better. I would like to think, right, that over all those years, I've at least done as much good as I've done harm. I would like to believe I've done way more good than I've done harm. You know what I'm saying? Genuine question about Keem. Can you argue that he's done more good than harm? Can you argue that in all the content he's put out in his entire life, the trolling shit, the immature podcast, I mean, the coverage of the Logan brothers, or the Logan Paul brothers, let me try that again. The coverage of the Paul brothers, which is obviously the worst thing he's ever done. Anyone who ever gave them attention. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But you see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, out of all those things that he has done, right? It just makes me, like, my ultimate goal when I pass away one day, which I will, I'm not going to live forever. In fact, I probably won't live as long as most. I know that. I have things going on in my life. I have medical conditions and things. And sadly, I kind of know, over my years, I'm 40 years old. I'm feeling older now. I'm starting to feel it. I know one day I'm not going to be here. but I also know that I've left a legacy behind. And I would like to think that in the 14 years I've made content, and in the many years to come, hopefully, that I will continue to make content before I'm gone, that I will overall leave a body of work on this internet that helped people, that overall did way more good than harm ever to anyone, right? Can anyone argue that Keem being here on this planet with the content he has made has helped more than hurt with the things we've seen today? You know what I'm saying? And the only way that I, in my mind, can believe that this guy can sleep at night is two different ways. Either number one, he is a sociopath. And what I mean by that is he has no empathy, sympathy, or morality in him. He literally just doesn't have that capability. So this is true. This is documented. Again, he claims mental illness doesn't exist, but he very well might be suffering from a lack of an essential emotion that everyone else has, right? Because how on earth could you go through life doing these things, but always claim you're innocent, never feel remorse, and the real key thing, never changing? Because we see time after time, he does this, the same doxing again, the same lying again, over and over. You know, we thought, oh, maybe with the Basherverse thing it's done. Nope. A couple years later, he's with that Just Destiny guy, and he's doing it again. It's like, wow. He just doesn't learn. He just doesn't care, right? So maybe that's one case where maybe he just doesn't have that in him. And therefore, I would not be able to sleep at night if I knew that today I put out a video that was toxic about someone, and that the video ended up being completely false, 100% wrong. And now I've hurt that person. Like, I might quit. I might actually quit the internet and say, I can't do this anymore. Because I don't know if I could justify that I did it, and I don't know if I could ever make up for it. I want to be here to be a positive person on the internet with you guys. I want to leave a positive legacy, right? He has done that many times. It's documented in this documentary that he's done this, and he doesn't care, right? The other thing, this is the other situation. Maybe this is possible. Perhaps by some crazy streak of consequences, this man has actually surrounded himself with so many people who are yes men mentality, right? So many people that from all different directions tell him, don't worry, you didn't do anything wrong. We all love you. You know what I'm saying? That maybe he's isolated himself so much from reality that in his mind, he's never done anything wrong. I almost feel like that would have to be like a Truman Show situation. You know what I'm saying? Like today, he wakes up and he's going to open up the internet and there's a negative video about him, but someone runs and changes the browser to a different thing. So now, you know, or they're controlling his screen and they delete the video that says Keem sucks and they put out a video that says Keem rules. And everywhere he goes around, people are walking around him pretending to be townspeople, but they're actually actors acting happy. Hi, Keem. When in reality, everyone's like, oh, get that motherfucker. He's like, oh, hi, Keem. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, he would have to be so disconnected from reality to think that everyone likes him and everything he's doing is right. You know what I'm saying? When you have so many people telling you you're wrong. Here's the thing. I have a lot of people on the internet telling me that I'm a bad person, but it's always for shit like, oh, because you're scamming your viewers, lying to them about this and that, because you're doing this. It's all bullshit. I can go to sleep at night because it's lies. You know, I'm not bothered by it because I know it's nonsense. It sucks that I'm harassed by it. It sucks that I have all this shit going on and that there are people out there that are gullible to believe shit like that, you know? But I can sleep because it's literally lies. This guy has all his shit documented on the internet in his own content. The things people hate me for today are shit that's from outside of my stream, conspiracy theory bullshit of stuff that didn't really happen. His stuff happened on his own video. You know? So I don't know how you can pretend like you know what I mean? Like, how does he go through life? I just don't understand it. Like I said, it must literally be case A. He actually doesn't have emotions like that in him. No sympathy, no empathy. He's a sociopath. So to him to go through life constantly just destroying everything around him so he benefits, it's fine. It's all a joke. Maybe he's like the Heath Ledger Joker. Life's just a joke. Who cares? Just destroy everything around me. Bring it all down. I don't care, right? He literally doesn't have a care in the world, maybe. I don't know. So it really gets me that you know, looking at this today. I don't know, all right? So here's my honest question. I want to pose this to my audience now because I have 400 people still on the stream dramatically after 5 hours of streaming this. I still have over 400 people. It's tremendous. Thank you, guys. Out of everyone who's here, All right. Can anyone please tag me in the chat? Can you explain to me why you would be a fan of Keemstar? Why would he still be popular? Why would he still have views? Why would he still make money? All these things, okay? Because then what I want to do to close, I wanted to give you my perspective on my relationship with him this year when he made an offer of $50,000 to me to be in something for him or with him. I don't know what it was. We'll talk about that, okay? If you enjoy watching drama, okay, but there's drama out there that's not harmful. You understand that, right? Like there's innocent drama versus harmful drama. You can watch non-harmful drama. Why would you still watch Keem? Drama is fun. Okay, again, I understand that. But drama at the expense of others being hurt around him, like, don't you understand that that's wrong? You know? Daggy says he covers news good enough for me. News. That's what you call what we just watched. News. You think anything he just did was news? Seriously. His attitude and how he uses it to voice his drama opinions. What? Drama is unavoidable. I mean, that's true, but at the same time, there's ways to enjoy things that don't hurt everything around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fairly certain you can have some drama content, but not ruin people's lives in the process. This guy's a case where he ruined people's lives and didn't care, made profit off of it, and then people still supported him. And that's really what's not jiving in my head. You know what I'm saying? Impoverished Bachelor says there are some people out there, they don't care. They enjoy hearing other people suffering. Okay. If you're someone who literally just gets enjoyment out of other people's pain, hell, there's people out there who enjoy their own pain. They actually get off on it, right? We know that. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe just pain in general, and he causes so much pain. You know what I mean? Snorlax King says, I think he plays a good internet villain role. His people love to hate a villain. Oh my God. The video, did you see that? That was creepy as fuck. Yo, the video flickered and it looked like it was demonic or something for a second. Yo, that was scary. That was a genuine scare. I was like, what's going on with the video? No, he's going to come out of my TV any second like fucking Sadako in fucking The Ring. Like, can you imagine Keemstar coming out of your fucking TV? Yo, I'm gone. In fact, you know what? If that happened, if Keemstar came out of my TV right now, I would lock the doors on the way out. I would burn the house. No, that's it. It's coming down, man. Holy shit, that was a close one. Holy Testicle Tuesday. I almost... Oh, wow. Okay, but anyway. All right, so here's the thing, all right? Here's the thing. This year, this man starts tweeting about me, saying that he wants to... There's a $50,000 signing bonus if I'm in his content. Now, keep in mind, he crapped on me before. He literally insulted me publicly before because I said that I didn't like him or his content. I thought his content is the lowest browed crap on the internet. I said he is a misery merchant, right? He literally manufactures misery with his drama channel, and then he profits off of it, and I hate that, and I don't want anything to do with that. I think that's scum. You see what I'm saying? So then he tweets about me, not to me, but about me, because he's blocked from my Twitter. And he tweets me, saying, oh, Darkside Phil had better answer me right away. You know, this is $50,000 he's throwing away, and he'd be a complete fucking idiot, and blah, blah, blah. So basically, he's almost threatening me. And when I contacted him, he refused to tell me in the DM what the idea was. He just says he wants me to host the show. Host, by the way. I should make this clear, because some people thought this was supposed to be a podcast with other people. According to him, this was a show I was going to host. Okay, I don't know what the hell that was going to be, all right? But he wanted to make the phone call. He literally wouldn't call me when I could talk on the phone. I told him when I was available. It wasn't just like, I'm only available this one time at this one moment. I gave him like a 3-4 times. I'm here. Tell me when you're going to call me. He doesn't say shit. And then he calls me during a live stream. It doesn't make any sense. His behavior is erratic. It makes no sense. So I have no idea like what he was actually getting at, quite frankly. Yeah, I actually have no clue at all what he was ever getting at. You know, or why he was trying to get me involved in a show. You know what I mean? Like, it was completely confusing. Because, again, this is a guy who had publicly insulted me before. But now all of a sudden, he literally said, "Oh, that's just internet bullshit. Don't pay attention to that. I want you on my show. I want you to host a show for me, you know." But then why couldn't he contact me? And like I said at the beginning of this, and I'll say it again, I really feel like he's the guy who, over his history now, we've seen his whole history. He feels like he's in control of everything. He's the center of the universe, right? He doesn't care who he hurts. He doesn't care who's affected by anything as long as he gets ahead. So in his mind, he's not offering me a $50,000 paycheck. He wants me to go to him so it feels like I'm asking him for the paycheck. Do you see what I'm saying? He wants it to look like I'm going to him out of need or I need help. You know, Keem, help me out. That's what it is. He wants it to seem like that's the case when in reality, I don't want to deal with this guy. I don't know. I don't like him. You know what I mean? I want nothing to do with him. Okay? And funny enough, it's funny because, you know, one reason that I absolutely did not do anything with this guy is because I don't, you know, he didn't call me. Literally, if he had called me and explained, that's step one. To any business transaction, you have to contact me and we'll talk about the transaction. He didn't want to talk about it in a DM. He didn't want it in writing. Like I said, I almost guarantee you he didn't want it in writing so that I could go back on him later and say, look at what he said, right? So he likely wanted to make a phone call so that there would be no evidence of what he had previously said. And then he could probably, you know, twist it to his advantage at any point in the future. Okay. But he couldn't even call me. Like he didn't do step one of a business transaction. This is a man who's rich. This is a man who apparently has money and everything, and he doesn't know how to make a phone call. This is too difficult for him. It's like a mind-blowing concept to call me when I'm available. Okay? It's too hard. So how is he rich? I don't, again, does people do everything for him? I don't know. But this is pretty wild that, you know what I'm saying? That he couldn't even do that. Now, in reality, all right? First of all, now I have a whole new perspective on the guy after having watched this documentary. But in reality, here's what really happened, okay? Because I'm going to tell you guys the full story for the first time ever. I did not ever tell this to anyone on the internet. I'm telling you right to you guys live, and to those watching this on demand, you're the first to know. Even though probably tons of people watch this video on demand before you, you're the first to know, okay? So when this was all happening, okay, obviously, I told my wife, I'm not an asshole. I don't keep things private from her. I tell her everything, okay? So I told her what was going on, and she was like, whoa. She was like, you can't do anything with him, right? Now, keep in mind, $50,000 would really help us. We're in a situation where we're living week to week as it is right now. Every time I get tips in a day, wow, now I can pay bills today. This is great. That's how I'm living, okay? It's not an easy way to live. And $50,000 would give us some breathing room, and in addition, would likely major headway towards all of my financial issues that I have going on. It wouldn't completely solve everything, but it absolutely would be incredibly helpful, okay? Not necessarily, wow, life-changing, but at the same time, it would be a huge help. What you got to understand is that he was offering me a $50,000 sign-on bonus, and then likely there was going to be other pay involved, continuing on with whatever this was going to be. I don't even know what it was, but if it's a show or whatever, you got to understand, probably every episode you get paid something on it or something. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, that would have been very helpful to both of us. The first words out of my wife Kat's mouth was, you can't do that. You can't do anything with him. You know who that guy is, right? I was like, of course I know who he is. Like, you can't do anything with him. She didn't even want me to take the call. She was like, don't even, if he calls you, just fucking blow him off. I was like, you know, I gave him my number. I told him when I'm available. At the very least, I want to at least hear what he has to offer. I'm in no way, shape, or form saying that I'm even interested. But I just want to hear what he has to say, you know. And she was adamant. She was like, no, you can't do something with a guy like that. This is a guy, everything he does is toxic. Look at all the people who he hurt over the years and everything. You know what I'm saying? And this is from my wife, who, again, we live together. We're in the same situation financially, right? So she was 1,000,000% against it. I wasn't 1,000,000% against it only because I was so curious to hear what it could be. But he couldn't even do that. This man could not even fucking make a phone call at a set time. That was too difficult for him. Like, wow, that's pretty impressive. You're apparently a millionaire. You apparently have all these business ventures going on, and you can't pick up a fucking phone at a set time. But then when someone says, okay, then don't do the phone call, just send me the information via DM, that'll be easier. You do whatever you want. Oh, I refuse to do that. You know what I mean? Like, some people, you look at them, and you're like, I get it. I look at that person right there, and I understand why that person is successful. They've got this aura, this confidence. They've got charisma. They've got talent. Maybe they're a beautiful musician, or they're intelligent like beyond belief. A Neil deGrasse Tyson, or you know what I'm saying? They have this skill that just exudes from them, and you can understand why that person is successful in life. And then you look at Keemstar and you say, where the fuck did life go wrong? Like, holy shit, right? Like, oh my God, this is a success. A success. With all the trail of destruction that he's left in his way, he is successful. While there are people out there with skill, with talent, with morality, with passion, with love for life and all of them around them, and they don't get ahead. Do you want to know why? Because they're not Keemstar. They don't step on everyone around them to get where they go. They're nice to everyone. And sadly, when you're nice to everyone around you, you really don't get ahead in life. Mother Teresa was not a millionaire like Keemstar. You know what I'm saying? The world's not fair, all right? But before we adjourn, in conclusion, we do have to address one more elephant in the room, all right? One more thing that I have neglected, all right? And I feel bad, actually, that I did, because this is something that definitely I feel needs to be addressed, all right? It's bigger probably than anything that was even discussed today in the documentary. You know what I'm saying? We got to do it, because I would be like, man, I just wasted 5.5 hours of my time today reacting to this. In reality, it's way longer than that, but I would feel like I really fucked up. So let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to address this. All right. What the fuck is up with that beard? What the fuck is that thing? What the fuck is it? Is it an arrow pointing down? Is it like a stake that he's going to stick in the ground? It grows out like weeds. Does he keep birds in there like Paul Bunyan, Mountain Man? Like, first of all right, we got to be honest here. We know that's not in your natural beard color, Keem. We know that. We're not stupid. You'd have to be a complete imbecile to think a man that's in his 40s now doesn't have white hairs in their beard. You'd have to be an actual idiot. We know that you probably put so much Just for Men into that likely you could wring it out and have a cup of coffee underneath. Okay? It's ridiculous. That thing looks so dumb because it's the fakest beard I've ever seen in my life. It looks stupid. Even if you just left it natural, at least you'd look kind of okay. Maybe he's like an elder statesman of YouTube. He's got the natural colors in there. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. And then, like, over the years, if you saw the evolution of that beard in the documentary, right? You would see at first he didn't have one at all. Then he started to grow a little bit. Then he had like a little soul patch. All right, he's a younger guy. The soul patch kind of works. I'll give him that. You know? And then he kind of growed out a little more. All of a sudden, it's like you can actually pinpoint the moment in his history when his ego couldn't fit in his head anymore and it had to go in a different direction. They had to, like, you know what I mean? It had to go, oh my God, the head's going to explode. Go down. Whoop. So there it is. Okay? Now, by the way, I'm not actually trying to say he's a bad looking guy or anything. I'm just saying, like, this is the one thing about the guy that stands out, and it's like, what is going on? Like, what is happening on that face? Seriously. And by the way, I'm no spring chicken. I don't look attractive. I know that. I make fun of myself all the time. I look like a fucking, a beat up sack of fucking soggy meat. Look at me. Look at this. You ready? You ready for this? Look at this. Look at my jowls shaking, right? Look at my beard, which I don't dye. And it's mostly white hairs, and it looks absolutely fucking terrible. I just started recently doing YouTube shorts, and people are like, oh my God, you look so old. Yeah, because I am. I'm 40 years old. I'm getting older. I look like shit. All right? I'm not having any kind of a contest with this fucking guy. I know I don't look good, but holy shit, this is natural. This, what's happened to me, all right here, this is because of nature and because of me aging and because of stress and all kinds of shit. That's why I look the way that I do, okay? He looks that way because he chooses to look that way. He grows that beard out. He dyes that beard that way. He shapes the beard like that. He probably spends tons of time in his bathroom manscaping that shit every day to make it look like that. He actually thinks that looks good, and no one's told him it doesn't. I mean, at some point, someone in his life had to have reached out to him and say, dude, something's going on here. Like, you have to stop. That looks terrible. It really looks genuinely bad. Why are you still doing this? Why are you growing this monstrous thing on your face that looks so out of place? You know what I mean? Like, and my God, it's so dyed. It's so blatantly dyed. It drives me nuts. You know what I'm saying? Now Queen of Hearts says maybe he's compensating for his balding head. I've noticed this. Do you know what this is called? The Kratos effect. This is the Kratos effect. This is, oh my God, I used to have a full head of hair that was beautiful, and I started to bald. So I need to distract from that. So I start growing this giant beard instead. So now don't look up here, look down here, everyone. Look, I have hair. Again, it's like some big deal. Like, having a kid is not a big deal. Raising that child to be a responsible part of society is the big deal that should be respected. Actually, just growing like hair on your head or this is not a big deal, right? But you know he puts tons of time and effort into this beard for it to become, I know I'm going on about this, but someone has to, all right? I feel like people have given him a pass for far too long. That beard is terrible. He needs to shave. Even if he just trims it a little bit, it needs to look, that is atrocious. It is so bad. Stop the madness. If anything, here's the thing. I don't think today reacting to the Keemstar documentary is really going to change the man. All right? I don't think so. I think at this point he's gone so deep down into the depths of nonsense and crap on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's never going to change. He's always going to be who he is. And there's no getting around that. But maybe, just maybe, something I said here today about that beard will do something. Because if I can have any impact on getting that thing to change, I mean, I feel like I've done my duty here on Earth. Good Lord, man. Look in the mirror for a second and stop believing your own lies. That thing is fucking atrociously ugly. You need to shave. That is fucking shit. Fuck. Seriously, it's like someone took Bigfoot's ball hairs and taped them to your fucking chin, dude. It's terrible. Stop. Okay. I've had enough. That is it, everyone. Thank you very much for watching DSP Reacts to the Keemstar documentary by June the King. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you got something out of it. And I enjoyed it. You know, now I know. Now I know the guy's history. And in conclusion, because this will be the final thing that I say now in this part anyway, is this guy earlier this year had the audacity to make a video about me on his Twitter, destroying me and saying, you're still on level 1, right? You never left level 1. I'm way up here, rich and famous, and you're all the way down here, back at the beginning. You never passed the intro stage, right? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not rich. I'm not famous. I'm never going to be. I don't aspire to be. For me, I'm happy where I am. All the thing I want to do is get to a point in my life where it's not like, oh my God, I'm afraid every week, paycheck to paycheck, what's going to happen, you know? And I feel like if I maintain the way I'm going and disaster doesn't keep striking, which is fucked up that it keeps doing, I think I'll get there eventually. I just have to be diligent. I have to put up with a lot of bullshit around me. But I think that I'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Okay? But in comparison to everything I just saw today, right? All the levels that Keem has gone through to get to the level he's at. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he's at the top of the skyscraper and I'm down here in the lobby, still sitting there, you know. You know what? I like the lobby. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm relaxing. I'm kicking back. I'm here with my friends every day with all of you, right? I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. I have a nice home life. I'm very happy with my wife and my family. I have a good time every day when I leave this office. I have a jolly good time with everything out there. You know what I'm saying? If all the other levels are collections, internet trolling in Halo and Call of Duty, making a shitty podcast no one ever cared about, being a scumbag and ruining people's reputations and everything on the internet. Like every level, it just gets worse, more toxic, more radioactive, more destructive, more disgusting. So at the very tippy top up here, you've got, I'm a mental illness denier to the point where I'm telling people to jump off a bridge on my podcast and then they do, right? That's like the tip. If that's the tippy top of the level of this skyscraper, man, I don't think I'm happy down here at the bottom, you know? And you can argue, you really can. You can argue that he will always be in a better position in life than I am, all right? Well, financially, you're absolutely correct. There's no way I'm ever going to make as much money as this guy has. It's insane that he has that much money, quite frankly. We've seen how he made it. He sold shitty knockoff games and then diversified into stupid shit like, you know, Logan Paul and Jake Paul and Fortnite, you know, and that's where he made his money. And real estate too, because again, when you have tons of money, buy and sell real estate, make tons of money, right? That'll never happen. But at the end of the day, all right, I can sit here on level 1 with all of you, and I can say, did I hurt anyone today? No. Is anyone out there mentally distraught and really terrified in their head that their life is coming to an end because of me? No. You know, did anyone jump off a bridge? Possibly. I was a factor in that? No. That's good. You know, that's good. It's good that now I can look at myself and I can say, you know, yeah, I might lose sleep because of finances, but at least I can sleep otherwise. Everything else in my life is fine. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, being on level 1 is a good thing. It's hilarious hearing a guy like him, who obviously is completely insecure, attacking someone like me. All right? And the funny part about all of this is, I'm immune to any of the shit that he does on the internet because I don't have anything to lose. I don't have sponsors. I don't have partnership. You know what I'm saying? Today, all I did was a straight up react to a documentary. I was honest about how ugly his beard is. That's about it, right? There's not much there. What is he going to do to me, right? Nothing. You know, I'm sure he'll probably make a nasty Twitter video or whatever. What are you going to do? I don't care. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And that's the thing. Like, it just proves how insecure he is. He punches down. Keep punching down at me, right? What do I care? Who cares about me? Do you think anyone cares about those fucking Twitter videos he put out about me? No one cares about Dark Side Phil in 2022. I don't care about Dark Side Phil in 2022. This is a fun hangout session with you guys today, right? Do you see professional studio level quality shit in here? I'm not going crazy. I have a good time with you. This is relaxing and fun, and this is what we like. This is what we like about being on level 1. He doesn't get that. He has his head so far up his ass, he doesn't understand that real life is fun, and putting yourself up on a pedestal like him is not. He doesn't understand that. That's sad. You know, I don't want to say I pity him, but my God, how can you be so disconnected from reality? Does he even remember being a normal person before all of this? Right? I don't know. Anyway, all that being said, thank you all for watching this, okay? I really appreciate that, all right? And I really appreciate people, you know, being here all day, supporting the project, you know. And, you know, I really do hope that he'll do something with the beard. He probably won't, all right? But, you know, I mean, I'm being honest. And again, it's not that he's ugly. He's definitely not ugly. Holy shit. It's just, wow. Bad choices, in my opinion. That's my opinion. You could disagree. You could love the beard. That's fine. Anyway, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. DSP reacts to From Vindictive to Manipulative. Keem's story from June the King. And I strongly recommend you check out other content from June the King because that was good. Thank you all for watching. Peace out.